Hey guys, this is Bad Luck Garage back with part 5 of our LS Swap C10 custom cold air box. What I'm doing now is I'm getting ready to paint. So I've decided what I want out of this lid is I want it to be black everywhere except I want a clear window right here in the middle. If you can see that. So what I've done is I've masked off the area that I don't want to paint. And all the rest of this I'm going to scuff with probably 400 grit sandpaper, and we're just going to spray some black paint. Now, if you want some kind of cool design or something on your lid, this is the time to to figure that out, guys. Also, if you don't even want a clear lid, you could save yourself some time and money, and you can just make this lid out of sheet metal, or if you've got a big piece of plastic, or whatever you want to use. I chose Lexan because I wanted to have a clear window in there to be able to see the filter. And I'll be honest, it's more for visual, just because I think I think it's going to look cool. But it's also so I can see my filter. I can kind of tell when my filter's getting dirty. But I'm gonna get this scuffed up and get it painted. So we're just doing our sanding now. Let's say you just want to sand the area that you're painting here. Doesn't have to be something perfect. I mean, you're just making sure that the paint's going to stick, basically. So everywhere it's not taped, we're going to sand it and get it some texture. And I'm painting the edges too, so make sure we get that. Okay, so we got all our sanding done. The next thing we're going to do is clean all the areas that we just sanded. I'm going to clean it off with rubbing alcohol. And this is to get the sanding debris off, but also, like I had, this piece of Lexan is really scratched up, so I tried to use some plastic restorer to try to get the scratches out. So that's like a waxy coating that I put that I ended up putting on here. So we want to make sure we get all that off so the paint will stick. Make sure you get all the edges and everything. And then once all that's cleaned up and dry, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a coat of primer first, and then some black paint. Or if you don't want to use black paint, you can just use whatever color you're wanting to paint it. I'm not sure the primer's necessary. And I probably shouldn't even be wasting it because, as I mentioned in the previous video, this piece of Lexan is in pretty crappy shape, so I'm probably going to be replacing it at some point. But when I replace it, I won't be making another video on it. So just for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and follow the steps and the process the right way. Alright, we're going to do 2 light coats of this primer, and that's it. Alright, you can see we got our 2 coats of self-etching primer on there. We're going to give that just a few minutes, and then I think what we're going to do, instead of black paint, since the whole box was done with this bed coating, I think I'm going to use the bed coating on the lid as well. I think it'll kind of tie everything together. All I had was that satin black. I didn't have any low gloss black anyway, or flat black. So I think doing it with the bed coating will look better than, you know, just some shiny black under the hood. But again, you know, you just use whatever color you're wanting to use. So, all right, guys. So here's the moment of truth. I do not have a lot of this bed coating left, so I'm really hoping that there's enough here to paint this, because if I run out in the middle of this is just going to have to wait, because I don't have any money to go buy more. So see what happens. Well, we might be okay. Well, we got 1 coat on there. Might have enough for that second coat. We'll just have to see. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and say this didn't turn out the greatest. So I'll make the excuses. You can kind of see there's, you know, in bad luck garage fashion, we had some stuff go wrong here. First off, you know, I'm trying to paint while it's raining and it's about 40 degrees outside, which is not, you know, good humidity or temperature to be trying to paint in. So we're getting some runs, and then the second thing that happened was I was painting right next to a garbage can, and the garbage can fell over and threw little pieces of grass clippings all over it. So, but I want to stress again that, you know, this is more of a template than the final product. Like I've already said before, as soon as I can buy some new Lexan that's not all scratched up, I'll be redoing this, and I'll be a lot more careful with it then. For right now, I'm just trying to get this video made and, you know, to finish up this series for you guys. So, you know, don't pay attention to the bed liner quality here. What I got to do now is, before this dries completely, I need to get all this tape off, the clear area that I taped off. Because if you wait till it dries, then a lot of the time it wants to crack and peel around the edges. So I'm going to hurry up and get that done. Alright guys, got the tape peeled off. Once again, I mean, I'm not sure how well you can see it in the video, but I'm going to go ahead and take this moment to give a little tech tip. Don't use bed liner. Just use paint when you're doing this. This bed liner is bubbling up on me, and again, it may be due to the fact that I decided to do this when it was raining and cold outside. So that's probably got a lot to do with it. But I mean, you know, for a quickie job on this, you know, when you consider the fact that I really didn't care how, I'm not going to say I didn't care, because I always care how my projects turn out. But with this lid, again, this is more of a template. So I didn't give a whole lot of attention to detail on it. Not like I will when, you know, when I redo it with a piece that isn't all scratched up. I mean, this piece has got scratches all over it. You can see that, I'm sure. But, you know, considering how, you know, how quick I kind of threw this lid together, I mean, I think it turned out pretty good. I'm going to have to leave it hanging here to dry, because this bed liner takes a lot longer to dry than paint. So I don't want to mount it in the truck yet. when I do, I've decided, also, originally I was just using the little button head bolts, but I'm actually going to put these, I'm going to put these little washers on here too. So just kind of even out the force. I don't think I'm going to over tighten them and crack the Lexan, but I might. So we'll just try to prevent that from happening and use these washers. So I'm going to leave this hanging to dry for the night, and hopefully in the morning I'll get this put on and finish this video. And through the magic of video, you're just probably going to go straight to the shot where I'm installing it. Alright, so after curing overnight, the lid actually didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was going to. You know, I mean, there's still some runs there and there, but a lot of it settled down for the most part, so we're going to go ahead and get this installed. Set our lid back on here. Our freshly painted lid. Everything should line up now. Looks pretty good. Oh, there it is. Got my son Skylar out here with me today. Uh-oh. Yeah, this one's a challenge here. That's one of those that I need to chase the threads on a few more times.
You see what John did?
Huh?
He put these on your battery.
Oh yeah, those have been laying there for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've got some shorter bolts and some longer bolts here. I wanted to go with all the longer bolts, but they ran out of them at Lowe's. Actually, Skylar was with me. We went to get them, and they only had like so many, so we just got what they had, and I'm kind of working with what I've got left here. Now, just for the sake of finishing up this video series, I'm going ahead and putting all this together, but I need to make a note that I'll have to pull this back out at some point because we had to re-drill a hole over here. So we don't have a nut welded on the back side of the box over there. Like I said, I'm going ahead and doing this just for the sake of getting the video finished. But at some point I'll be pulling this back out and welding another nut over here where we had to re-drill a hole. Looks like we got Adam in the Jeep, in the big boy Jeep coming by. Maybe. Oh, maybe not. No, he's just driving through his yard over there. Looks like it's pretty good. All right, guys. This is about as close to a finished product as we're gonna get. I'll just say it. I think it looks dang good. I mean, it almost looks like something that that was bought. My original plan was I was going to run some angle around here, around the edges of the box, but after looking at it, after painting the edges of the plexi and everything, I don't think that's necessary. I like the way it looks. I have to chase this thread on this one. In the beginning, in video 1 or 2, we were having some issues with the threads after the nuts were welded on. So I've got to chase this thread out. I can't get a bolt to go all the way in it right now. And once that's in, it will pull this lid down some, so it won't be sticking up way above the, you know, see how I got a gap at the radiator support right now. But that's going to take care of that once we get that in place. And also John had come up with the idea, let's see if I can get around here. You can see what I wanted. I don't know if you can see because of the sun, but what I wanted is I wanted it to follow the fender perfectly here. Well, of course, it, you know, once I get this bolt in and it pulls this down, it's going to be below the fender a little bit in the back just because of the flex of the Lexan. And plus it kind of looks odd because there's no bolts over here. So John had come up with the idea, you know, at some point we're going to go and we're just going to make like a bracket underneath here that bolts to the fender, and probably a bracket about right here that bolts to the fender. So there'll be, you know, another bolt here and another bolt here, just to kind of hold this down a little bit. Also, I've got this gap here and this gap here to fill. Now these gaps are necessary because the filter has to slide down in from the top. But what I'm probably going to do is put some foam right here on either side to fill these gaps, and then we're good. I mean, we're all sealed up pretty good to the fender everywhere. So guys, that was it right there. Okay guys, that's the end of our video series on the custom cold air box for the LS Swap C10. I'm going to try to get some more videos going soon. We're still going to be doing updates, you know, on other things that I'm doing with Project Steppenwolf. And we're actually about to go to John's house here in a few minutes. He's got some updates on the 54 that he's working on. So if you like this video, hit the little thumbs up button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Bad Luck Garage.